Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Truth Tom, and do me a favor, before we go any further, please subscribe to my channel. I've just found out that like 70% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed, so just do me a favor, that would help tremendously if you'll just click that little subscribe button. It's okay, it's earnings week for Tesla. Can they survive? Do they have any money? What are we going to do? Let's plug in. Okay, so in the interest of full disclosure, I am a Tesla investor. I know I don't do many videos on investing. I have been holding Tesla since 2016. I have accumulated quite a few shares, the largest holding, but it's not the only holding I have. It's about 70% of my total stock portfolio, separate from real estate and investments and businesses and other things, but it is a large part of my actual stock portfolio. Now, having said that, please, this is not financial advice. Don't ever take financial advice from some idiot on YouTube, because none of them have a clue. If you're going to get a financial advice, I highly recommend that you hire a fiduciary advisor, somebody who is actually responsible and accountable to your money. That's very important. But now, let's talk about Tesla earnings. Nobody has a clue what it's going to be. Personally, and this is just my opinion, I think the earnings will be stellar. But there's two sides to that story. Number one, car sales are obviously off the charts. We know that recently they beat the street on deliveries, 480,000, right? So they did really, really well on deliveries, way above Wall Street at estimates. And also, Tesla Energy is growing enormously, really, really fast, faster than people even realize. Having said that, they're spending a boatload of money, and they said that in the last earnings call. If you remember, Elon said that they're all about investing. They're investing in AI, they're investing in robotics. As you know, they're retooling their factories in California for Optimus. You can see already the build-outs going on in Texas. I mean, the Terafab. There's so much construction going on at Giga Texas. It's unbelievable. And if you want to keep up with that, follow Joe Tagmeyer. Joe Tagmeyer is the go-to guy for all that stuff. We want to know, when we hear on the earnings call, what we want to know, the number I care about more than any other number, is cash flow. I want to see what they're bringing in. We already know that money is going out in large numbers. And that's what a growing company does. A growing company must continue to invest. When you compare them to other AI companies, their spend is not that much. You know, you're talking about Anthropic and ChatGPT and all these other companies, even Meta, they're all spending like ridiculous amounts of money on AI. They have to. Tesla actually are not spending as much as many of the others. So I feel good about that. But that's classic Elon, right? Elon is first principles, keep it simple, cut costs where we can, invest as much as we need to, but let's not go crazy. Let's just not spend money willy-nilly, especially where we can save money. They're also spending enormous amounts of money on infrastructure for Tesla, right? The superchargers now are popping up all over the world. Like, it's ramping really, really fast. As well as that, you've got the Tesla Semi coming online. The factory's now open. It's in production. We don't know the run rate, but they've made enormous investments there also. That truck, there's orders already. Like I said, we don't know the run rate, but there has been enormous amounts of money that have been invested there. All this money it's not coming back yet. That money we're not seeing that. We're not going to see that in the books. We are going to see sales. We are going to see energy, and based on the numbers that come out of that earnings call, that's where we're going to see things, go up or down. Now, there's one thing that's a little different this time, and again, not financial advice. I am buying Tesla stock. I've bought it all along. I have never stopped. I'm buying a little more this week because we have this thing going on in Iran, which at some point it's got to get fixed one way or the other. Oil prices are spiking, so there's a lot of, first of all, obviously, there's a lot of recession fears, and of course inflation fears. If oil goes up, everything else goes up. That's just the way it is. Now, that's hurting Tesla stock. We were down at one point today, we were down to $369 a share in the aftermarket. That's a big drop. I mean, how long is it since we were at 450? We were talking about 500. We were like, okay, we're going to 500. We're way below that now. So I'm still buying Tesla. And also, even though the earnings call has nothing to do with SpaceX, SpaceX is down today around 122. I'm buying SpaceX also. The other thing is, it doesn't matter if I buy SpaceX or Tesla, I still firmly believe that at some point this is going to be one big, giant company. We already know this. We don't know when. There's speculation as to when, how fast that will happen. Nobody has a clue. But I'm telling you right now, this is a very exciting week for Tesla. There's a lot of stuff going on down at Giga Texas. We've got Starship, which had a scrub the other day. But what's ironic about that scrub is there was no damage done to the vehicle. I mean, you saw what happened with Blue Origin a couple of weeks ago, right? Like, it just exploded. Our rocket didn't do that. Starship shut down its engines before any of that was even possible. So what did we lose? Okay, we lost a few million gallons of water. No big deal. And I say that in jest. I know there are other things that are going to have to be repaired. Elon, in fact, as I'm making this video, it's Monday, July 20th, and Elon had talked about, after the scrub, he talked about today being the earliest window to relaunch. We kind of knew that wasn't going to happen, but I believe they will be launching really, really soon. If that's successful, that SpaceX stock is going to go back up. And as you know, it just IPO'd. But, I bought shares at 135. And then I actually bought shares at 150 because I'm a long-term investor. I don't care about the market swings. I'm not a day trader, although I am doing some day trading now, but not with Tesla. And I'll do another video on that at some point. But it's very, very important you understand that anything I talk about, as far as investing goes, 99.9% of it is long-term. Wall Street operate on a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day window. When you hear them talk about earnings and talk about profits, they're talking about 90 days. I'm talking about 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, if the good Lord allows me to stay here. And he may not. In which case, it doesn't matter anyway. And pay close attention this week to earnings. There's going to be a lot of the guys in the community, guys much smarter than I am, are saying this is one of the most crucial earnings calls because we know that there's an enormous spend over at Tesla, but there's also enormous car sales now and energy sales. So the cash flow is the number we're looking at. Thanks again for watching. Always, please like, subscribe, share the video, and